Hey guys, what's going on? So welcome into the video. In this video, we're going to be going over my top stocks for this week. I see a bunch of opportunities in the market, even though the market is pretty flat right now. I do see some huge opportunities, some big money makers, some penny stocks that can go crazy. So I'm going to be going through all those opportunities. Make sure to stay tuned till the end of the video for all my picks. I do have some very important ones towards the end. And also I updated episode 3 of the Robinhood $25,000 challenge on my second channel. I'll link that above if you're interested in checking that out. We started at $5,000 and we're trying to make it up to $25,000. Right now we're almost at $10,000, so if you're interested in how we got there, make sure to check that video out. Alright, so also I am going to be starting up a review every week of the week before's picks and how I performed. Hey, you guys got to know whether to trust me or not, and just a full review of how we performed last week on our picks. So let's look into those. Alright, so let's take a look at what happened to our picks last week. So first of all, my first recommendation was Blink Charging Company, ticker symbol BLNK. We got a gift of a dip on Monday morning. It dropped to the $6.50 range, and it popped all the way up to $8.40 the next day. So that was an amazing trade if you get on this one. I know that personally I was loading up when I saw this dip because I knew that it was due for a bounce. The CEO came out and said that the shorts were a fraud, and the report that they came out with was a fraud. So that was a great trade for us. The next stock that I was talking about a ton last week was HP Incorporated, ticker symbol HPQ. So take a look at this. I was playing the earnings on this one. I had a high conviction trade. So we saw green throughout the week, and then we got the earnings. Very successful earnings. They killed the earnings all the way up to $20.18 on the initial pop, and it closed the week at $19.85. The call options were so cheap on this one. I know that me and the stock group were loading up on this one, and we had some huge gains, over 50% profits on all of these call options. The next stock that I recommended was Spartan Energy Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol SPAQ. We had a pop up to like about 12% gains for the week, and we finished the week up about 6%, but very solid nonetheless, and I do expect this one to keep continuing. The next stock I recommended was DraftKings, ticker symbol DKNG. We got another gift of a dip on Monday morning. It dipped to about $34.28, and then we got a 12% pop the next day, all the way up to $39. So that was huge. I know personally I was buying on this dip, and we got some huge gains going up there. Took some quick profits. This is one that you have to cut the fluctuations off of. Remember to always take profits on the huge pops, no matter what kind of stock it is. So that's what I did personally. But overall, this was a losing stock for the week. But if you did play the fluctuations, a great play for this week. The next stock that I talked about a ton was LCA. We got a huge run up midway through the week. We were up about 15% plus on this position. We did have a drop, and we finished the week up about 8%. But nonetheless, very solid trade, and I do expect this stock to continue popping once we get the merger news, and I think that should be pretty soon, the end of September or early October is what I'm personally expecting. So we also had Forum Merger Corporation, ticker symbol FMCI, as one of my big recommendations. For last week, we had a pop 17% up, hit $18.78. Then we did have a little drop off, and we finished the week at $17.36. Still finished the week around 10% up on this position, and I think there will be some huge gains to come when we get closer to the merger. Next up, Todos Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol SHLL. I've been preaching about how hyped this one is going to get. And look at this. It hit a high of $42.85 after starting the week off at $29. So some absolutely huge gains. Over 60% gain if you sold at the high. And we finished the week at $38. Some very solid gains for this week. And I think this may be the most hyped up merger we've seen since Nikola Motors. It does have the potential to reach $50 to $60. And who knows, some people have a price target of $80 on this one. We're going to see as we get closer to the merger, which I expect to be mid-September, probably 2 to 3 weeks from now, we should get the merger. Next up was our big loser for the week. This is Todos Medical, ticker symbol TOMDF. This was a play on the testing, the saliva testing, and all that stuff. So there were some solid fluctuations if you sold on the pops and bought on the dips, but there was not any huge opportunities. And overall, about an 8% loss on this one. So nothing positive on this stock. And also, I was talking about Peloton Interactive all week, ticker symbol PTON. This is not in my last video, but make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and the private stock group knew that I was buying this one super heavy. I bought over 1,000 shares, and I bought a bunch of call options on this stock on the dip, and boom, this absolutely finished the week super strong, all the way hitting a high of $77.46 from a low of $65.29. Some huge gains for such a large stock after we had a bunch of analysts raise the price targets, and I expect this one to continue to run up until September 10th, which is going to be the earnings, and from there on, it may have a huge gain or may have a huge drop off. So personally, I'll probably end up taking profits right before earnings. And finally, I want to look at a stock that I was recommending 2 weeks ago. This is Rocket Mortgage, ticker symbol RKT. I recommended this right in the low 19s, high 18s, and boom, it ran all the way up to $28.42 this week, finished the week right there. So some absolutely huge gains this past month from my recommendation. And I do expect this to continue to run up until Wednesday afternoon, which is going to be the September 2nd earnings call. And from then on, we may see a huge pop or a huge drop. It all depends on what you think they're going to do in the earnings call. But personally, I think this is priced very well. It is priced for success. So if there is any bad news that comes out, be wary and make sure not to risk too much holding through. But we should have some easy profits on the pre-anticipatory run-up up to the earnings call on September 2nd. So let's get to my top picks for this week. So guys, I know that I do recommend a lot of stocks in these videos, but for this video, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. About 3 stocks I'm going to talk about a lot, and then a few that I'm going to throw out there for you to look into yourself that I like a ton as well. But we're just going to focus on a couple stocks for research in this video, so it's not too long and it doesn't drag on. Also, it's like 6 o'clock on Sunday right now, so I'm trying to get this video out quick. Got a lot of editing to do. So without further ado, let's into the first stock, and I'm super excited about this stock. This stock is Evofem Biosciences, ticker symbol EVFM, and there are some huge things happening with this company. So looking at the stock chart, we can see some huge fluctuations happening this year, some huge pops and some huge dips. And right now, since about the end of May, beginning of June, this has been consolidating right around $3 on a slow rise, very slow rise, and it's down 41% from the same time last year. So what makes me so excited about this stock? Because right now, I think this may be my highest conviction penny stock that I'm invested in. Let's take a look at what this company is doing right now. So they're expected to launch their drug HEXO in 1 week. This is the first non-hormonal birth control gel covered by medical plans, international marketing and advertising, and this stock spiked to $8 upon the original announcement of HEXO, so there's absolutely huge upside going on with this one. So we can take a look at where people are buying this and the price that it's going for. This is going to be a premium product that a lot of females are going to want to use. I'm not going to go into deep detail how this drug is used. You can look that up yourself. A little bit inappropriate for YouTube right now. But anyways, this is going to be a game-changing product that people are going to absolutely love. And once again, we saw that initial pop to $8 plus on the original announcement of HEXO. It's FDA approved and is covered by insurance. This is huge, guys. People will be able to get this prescription at Costco and Publix, just to name a few places, and there's much more coming, and I think this drug has the potential to be absolutely massive. Launching this stock, I've seen some people give this stock a price target of $25 plus. Now personally, you guys know that I'm satisfied with the smaller pops, so I'd be very happy to see this stock at $5. That's what I'm personally aiming for, and $4 would be amazing as well, as right now the stock is trading right around $3. I just see massive upside and such low downside at these prices. The risk-reward ratio is absolutely massive. And I want to show you guys this leaked email that got out, and this is absolutely huge for what this stock is going to do. So check this out. I don't know who exactly this is from, but this email says, "We remain on reach for the HEXO launch on September 8th. Now, we've previously seen in articles that HEXO is starting to launch in America in September or October of this year, but if the September date is actually true and it's not just a fake email, which that's always a possibility, but this email is getting out to a lot of people right now. A lot of investors are expecting this. So we could see a huge run up to September 8th, whether or not they do release the drug. We can't be 100% sure that this is a real email, of course, but we could see a huge run up to the September 8th date. And if it doesn't launch then, we'll still see some huge hype going to September and October whenever this releases. I think this is going to be absolutely huge. As you can see in this article, this is going to be a game-changing product for women. So guys, the next stock that I'm super excited for this week, a lot of people think of this as a boring stock, but this is where you can make a ton of money. So this company is BECN Roofing Supply, ticker symbol BECN. So we can see that this stock is currently trading for around $33.50. And like I was saying, people think of this as a boring stock, but money is to be made using options. I'm currently up over 40% on my option contracts because the stock is so overlooked and people started realizing what's going on in the world right now. So we know that the hurricanes are devastating a lot of areas. This is horrible, but as investors, we have to look at every opportunity. Prayers out to everybody who has been affected from these hurricanes. But yeah, money is to be made on these overlooked companies that are soon to get hyped up because of what's going on in the global environment. So let's take a look at what this company does. So BECN is the largest publicly traded distributor of residential and non-residential roofing materials in the United States and Canada. So the play on this one is the fact that a lot of roof damage is going to be done by hurricanes. And BECN Roofing Supply, in the past, we've seen this go over $60 from the hurricanes in 2018. This is a stock that reacts massively to bad weather, and we see a ton of institutions buying this one up right now. So why invest in BECN? They have favorable industry dynamics, a market leader, strong market differentiation, and balance sheet focused. So I'm looking at this stock as like a 1 month or so swing trade. I do not like this stock long term in the least, and I'm going to be showing you guys why in just a second. The growth has not been good at all for this company, but I see a very likely scenario that we see the stock get up to around $45 in the next month or so, which is what I'm aiming for, and the option contracts are going to be massive if this stock keeps on moving up. As we saw a big dip on Thursday, and then we saw the rise starting on Friday. We're up about 5%. I could see this trend going to next week. I would not be surprised if we see a 10% gain total or so next week, and I'll still be buying this stock on any dips. And I absolutely love the price. Anywhere under $35, I think it's an absolute steal. So this is from quarter 3 of 2020, their earnings, and we see that their growth has been stalled by a ton. Their daily sales are down 6.9% year over year. Their gross margins are down. Now this has a chance to change in quarter 4 of 2020 after all the damage that's going to be done. But once again, I'm not looking at this long term at all. I'm not really a fan of the company. I was looking to the management team, the fundamentals. I'm not a super big fan, but I see this as an easy money swing trade, beating the market to this opportunity of destruction that's happening to a lot of houses and residential real estate. This company is going to benefit massively, and I would not be surprised to see a bunch more institutional buyers come in, which is really going to move the stock up to a potential of $50. And once again, I'm aiming for around $45 a month from now. Alright, so I bet a lot of you guys are going to be surprised from our next stock pick, and this stock pick is, wait for it, Ideanomics, ticker symbol IDEX. So this stock has done us dirty in the past, as we know. Hindenburg Research wrecked us on this stock, but let's take a look at what just happened. Steve Bannon was arrested, and he's the one who orchestrated the attack on Ideanomics for $2 million on behalf of the billionaire. He had the help of Hindenburg Research on their short sale attack in June. So now that we know all the fraud allegations against Ideanomics is pretty much false, let's take a look at what this company does once again. So they're in a bunch of sectors. I'm not going to go through their full business model because they have a ton of smaller businesses surrounding their overall business, but something that they're involved with is the EV space, EV charging, and they're also involved in blockchain, two of the most hyped sectors in the market. As we see blockchain getting hyped up once again, the EV sector is fixing to take off, it looks like, once again as well, as we see NIO going crazy, Tesla. So Ideanomics also has some catalysts coming up, which is my play on this stock. Let's take a look at what they're doing. So they have a fall conference lineup. August 31st, which is tomorrow, to September 4th, is the LD 500 virtual conference. September 10th is the GCFF virtual conference, which is investing in innovation. September 14th to 16th, H.C. Wainwright and Company 22nd Annual Global Investment Conference. This is going to be virtual as well. And then October 22nd to 23rd, the 4th China Intelligent Electric Vehicle Summit, and this is in 2020. So there's a bunch of potential catalysts coming up. I think the stock is heavily undervalued after this arrest of the main short seller, and I think this stock has a chance to make it back to the $2 range. And I'd be very happy to see the stock at $2, and I would definitely take quick profits if it gets to that point. But overall, I just think this is in a hype sector. This stock has a great chance to get hyped up once again. It has a bunch of billionaires behind it. We know Bruno Wu is one of the richest men in China. He has connections with Jack Ma, who is the richest man in China. And this company is just trying to do some big things. They're taking a lot of risks, but because of that, I think they'll get a ton of hype. Now, I'm not looking at this as a long-term hold or anything. This is a quick trade on a penny stock, but I do think this is undervalued, and I do think it should get hyped up pretty soon with a bunch of catalysts coming up and with the short sellers gone. Alright, so those are the main 3 stocks I'm going to be talking about in this video, but I want to bring up some more opportunities, and this is the opportunity in the cannabis space. So we got some news recently, and let's take a look at what's happening. So the House is expected to vote on removing cannabis from the list of controlled substances. So pretty much what they're voting on is if this vote does go through and they do remove this from the list, essentially people are not going to be thrown in jail because of illegal cannabis use. So don't get this wrong, the House is only voting on legalization to remove cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act. This would not legalize the drug, which would be left into the states, but the vote would still be a historic step in the effort to reduce legal penalties related to the drug. So my cannabis play on this is not the fact that I expect this to get legalized in a bunch of states soon. I just think that the cannabis space is going to start heating up. We know that this is one of the sectors that gets heated up super quickly, and all the stocks can just start flying at any moment. They could start flying for a week or so and then drop back down, but we do got to play all the fluctuations on the cannabis space, so there's huge opportunity right here for some hype plays. I have one play that I like longer term and 2 penny stocks I like a ton in this space, so I'm going to be going through those, and I will be trying to hop in some trades on Monday morning if the prices are reasonable. Now, of course, if we see a pop, I will not chase the cannabis space because the stock just gets pumped and dumped super hard, so be careful. But personally, I'm going to be looking for any buy opportunity on Monday morning, try to get in and ride some hype, and then take some profits when the cannabis sector does get hyped, because it does not take much news to get this sector going. So the stock that I like longer term for this play is Canopy Growth Corporation, ticker symbol CGC. Now, this is my play if cannabis actually gets legalized in a couple more states. I think this stock will absolutely start flying. But for right now, it could have some solid short-term gains, but I'm not looking at this one as any huge potential gain. This is more of the safe play and longer-term play on the MJ space. So next up, one of the penny stocks for like a ton for the MJ space is HEXO Corp, ticker symbol HEXO. We saw this stock absolutely flying whenever the sector got hyped up, and right now it's trading for $1 per share. Now this stock has the potential to go 100-200% gains. Now, of course, I'm not expecting that, but the potential is there. And guys, the final MJ stock that I'm going to be talking about is Aurora Cannabis, ticker symbol ACB. The reason that it's trading at $9.82 right now is because it had a reverse split. So essentially, 20 of the 50-cent shares where it was trading at in May, they turned into one $10 share. So for that reason, it is trading at $9.82, but it still pretty much is valued like a penny stock and moves like a penny stock. So if this space does get hyped up, I could see this potential go up to $15 to $20-ish. Now that's definitely pushing it a little bit, but if the cannabis space does take off, this is one of the ones that gets hyped up a ton. So this and HEXO are my two big plays on the hype for this one, and CGC is one that I like longer term, but I probably will not be playing this for the short term hype. So guys, I'm going to be going through a couple more stocks just to close out the video. I really like DMYT Technology Corp, ticker symbol DMYT. This is the merger that has not announced the date or any news yet, but they're going to be merging with Rush Street International. It's a big online gambling site, actually the leading in revenue. So I do expect the stock to start taking off when we get any date, any type of timeline. I could expect this stock to have an immediate 20 to 30% pop, and I absolutely love the price of the warrants right now. The ticker symbol for those are DMYT plus, and those are trading for around $2.15, I believe. And those are absolutely steals. I can see those warrants at $3 when we get a timeline. So the next stock that I really like right now still is Spartan Energy Acquisition Corp. This is going to be the merger with Fisker, ticker symbol SPAQ right now. And as we saw, this stock is one of the most hyped up stocks. It flew all the way up to $17. Now it's trading for $12.96. When we get the merger, which is going to be in October, I could definitely see the stock going to $20 or so. The next stock, OPES. This is another merger play. This is going to be the merger with BurgerFi. And we saw off the first pop, this stock went all the way up to $18.50. Now it's trading at $11.30. And what that initial pop shows us, up to $18.50, that shows us that people are excited about this merger. They're just impatient. So when we get the merger date announced, it's expected to be in October. When we get this announced, we could go all the way back up to highs that has the potential for that. Now, personally, I'm aiming for the $16 range with this stock. Next up, we got Rocket Companies, ticker symbol RKT. They have their earnings call on September 2nd. This is going to be super, super hyped up. Wednesday after hours. I'm looking at this as a quick swing trade from Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday sell right before the earnings call just to secure profits. You could also hold through if you expect some big things, which they are expected to have some huge things, but the stock is already priced for success. So it all depends on the news that they come out with, the outlook that they give, and the guidance that they give for this company. So it may be smart to take profits there. Also, we got GAN Limited, ticker symbol GAN. This is one that I like long-term a ton. I think it's a steal in the $20 range, under $21. I love it. I have been buying this stock anywhere under $21. I really do like this one long-term. It's the software behind a ton of sports betting sites. And the reason for this drop is they lost their deal with FanDuel sports betting. But their main revenue maker with FanDuel was the online gambling side, and they still have that deal with them. So I do think this drop was an overreaction from $25 to $20. So I could see the stock longer term going to $30 or so in 2021, and then just slowly climbing 50% or so per year gains. I could definitely see that happening because this is a very solid company, a great business model, and in a growing industry. I like this one a lot. And then finally, the last one I'm going to go over is Todos Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol SHLL. Now, personally, I'm thinking that this is going to be the first merger to happen. I could see this in mid-September. I would not be surprised to see this on September 15th. I also have seen some speculation on this one that this is going to happen right before Battery Day for the max hype to happen. So think about this. If they merge like a couple days before Battery Day, people are going to be super excited about EV stocks. Battery Day is expected on September 18th or 17th, I believe. So if this merger happens right before then, we're going to see some max hype. We could see a Nikola type move. 100% potential is in the reach. And I could reasonably see this stock going to $50 to $60 when we do have the merger, because it's one of the most hyped up companies there are. And finally, we got LCA. LCA is one that you guys know that I love. I still love this company. It's currently trading in the lower 15s. I love any price right now under $15.50, and I do expect to pop up to around $20 or so when we get the merger, which is going to be expected late September or early October. We are expecting the merger to happen. This is a merger that's definitely going to go through, as we got Tillman on both sides of the deal. The billionaire is not going to let this deal fall through. So I am 99.9999% confident that this deal will go through for this company, and we should get a pop to $18 to $22 in between there. I'll be very satisfied with those gains. So anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in joining the private stock group, the link is down below. If you want to get 2 free stocks on Webull, $5 free on Acorn investing, or $10 free in Bitcoin, those links are down below as well. And also, if you want to check out the second channel, I posted episode 3 of the Robinhood challenge. I'm trying to get from $5,000 in my account to $25,000. We are almost at $10,000 right now. You guys should definitely check out how we've got there. So I'll link that right above. And thanks so much for the support, guys. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. I really do appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much, guys. Let's get rich.